Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long road. 52 episodes now. Can you believe it? And we're finally here. It's been a long ride. Long nights. And lower hearts. Many have joined us along this journey, and we remember the moments fondly. To see what it all came to see where all the wheeling and dealing, the tragedy, the angst, the pain, and those moments of horrible, horrible hope. And yet, it all comes to a head tonight. Deals have been struck that will shake this city to its foundation. Legends will be placed. And amongst Detroit and all of its undead inhabitants will whisper about this time for generations to come. During the event known as the Great Detroit Purge, that had cost countless lives, kindred and kind alike, with a war that is being led by the Second Inquisition, the invasion of the Camarilla, and the splintering of the Anarch movement. Sometimes it's the small things we hang on to that matter the most. And sometimes we need to resolve unfinished business. And so we look to the nightlife coterie. Raven, Rashad, and Mouse. An unlikely group of kindred that have been involved in one way or another every major game-changing event that has happened in a series that has only taken place over a few months, yet has been a tale we have been telling for over a year. The truth is, this entire city is completely collapsed. And now, tonight, we finish the tale of Detroit by Night. The Motor City broke down. The finale. Welcome home. First off, before we begin, I'd like everybody to do a rouse check. The irony being, the hunger, the only thing that's guaranteed in this existence. The hunger and death. Mouse and Mr. Seraph feel it all the more tonight. Appropriate, maybe, that they'll lose themselves to the beast. Raven, on the other hand, doesn't feel the instincts rage inside her. Maybe it's a calming, familiar voice. But let us learn where the minds are of these kindred. Let us start first with Mr. Rashad Seraph This will be the last night we get to do this. So why don't you let us know exactly what is on Mr. Seraph's mind?
Oh boy. Many new and different changes is going to turning in being part of the Camarilla. It's going to be an interesting experience. But just means more opportunities to do more things. Other than that, I have to make sure I get the laptop's information to the new prince and make sure Mouse will be okay. Matt.
That laptop, one that's held files that let you know who are the next on the hit list of this great purge that has encroached the entirety of the baronies. Who lives and who dies is entirely in your hands, Mr. Seraph. After all, your coterie has the blood. The only guarantee not infected by Flan, the drug that permeates the streets, the one that can give one hell of a kick to any kind, any person on it, but should you feed on it, would send you into a frenzy you will never come out of. Right now, you hold all the cards and have sworn to Prince Lagon that you will fall in line, that you will assist in the creation of a new Detroit. But promises are promises, and sometimes a venture's gotta finish business. But you're not the only one. Raven, at great personal sacrifice, at horrible loss, you have finally achieved that which you wanted, is what you desired, and the cost was a mere pittance of loyalty, fealty, and a useless chunk of humanity.
It's not the path I would have chosen for myself, but I am here. And the thing with this loyalty is, unlike the previous one, it goes both ways. And I have Michelle. I have her back.
Nothing else matters, right? You do have her back. Lagon will require more than a few days with her. And it'll require blood which is very precious right now. So you might have come to the conclusion that this is indeed something of great sacrifice to your prince now. Who would have thought that in the midst of all this, you would be running with the cam? And yet, not everybody flipped. Not everybody has turned when given the opportunity. Because some of us still have unfinished business. Mouse, you've gotten the information from the laptop. You've got a horrible decision to make. And right now, by oath of Boone, that holds this last thread of loyalty amongst the three of you. Well, tonight is the night you finish some unfinished business. So, why don't you tell us what's going on in your headspace? The longing, the feeling, what you've sacrificed just to get here.
Oh, where do I even start? I understand Raven and Rashad's decision. The whole point of even starting this coterie was to secure a home, food, a good life for each of us, not just me. And if joining the Camarilla will do that for them, I understand why. But I really hope they know what they've done. I really hope that Rashad knows that there's no going back once Lagan's got his talons in him. There is no supporting Anarchs. There is no protecting me. He's crippled the Anarch movement in Detroit. And there's no place for me in that Camarilla. Not if they knew what I know. Because if they knew that my sire was Sabbat, at best, they'd look at me with suspicion. At worst, they'd probably just off me and call it a day. I should never have left home. I should never have left the Warrens. Just a stupid kid who got bored and begged his sire to come topside against his better judgment. Should have trusted him from the beginning. Shouldn't have let anyone else talk me out of trusting him.
It's a heavy burden for one so young, not just in kindred age, but in kind age and human numbers. Haven't even been 20 years old. Hardly knew what life was before you were embraced. Just tagging walls and making street art. Becoming a courier. Harvesting kindred and kind alike. Transporting secrets. Involved in fiendish plots. Involved in the liberation of kindred, as well as the creation thereof. Mouse, you have been involved in crippling the Second Inquisition and invoking their wrath. You have been involved in plots of loyalty to your sect, to your Baron. You have felt the sting of betrayal, and you have used that same sting. And I can already hear the regret in your voice. But tonight's a new night. You have a boon cashing in with Raven and Rashad.
The last one I'll ever be able to claim.
So,
From this point forward, they'd be enemies.
it's so much easier to think of it in black and white, isn't it? Makes it simple. Unfortunately, life is rarely that simple.
Ain't that the truth?
So, with that, we're going to take the three of you. And we are going to go into that warehouse you have become to know so well. Stocked with herd. Tonight, it's just going to be the three of you. And unfortunately, sometimes we have particular points to bring up. But the three of you huddled in this warehouse, it's been a long, trying time. You can still see the birds, Andrew's birds, looking about, trying to make sure that the coast is clear. Rashad, you are starting to see the first semblances of the relief efforts now being reduced. You can see that in the papers, in the news feeds that you follow, that there are quite a few territories that are no longer abiding by the restrictions, and that there has been outspoken rebellion, I guess you could say. That same rebellious spirit that the Anarchs hold is now him being involved in the high politicians. But still, you sit inside this warehouse that houses so much blood. And now, there's a laptop between the three of you, as Mouse goes over the information with you all, deciding where to go, what to do. And Mouse, you have a huge decision to make. And this is where our scene begins.
Just as a point, what did I find on the laptop?
If I recall, there were 2 dossiers. One that ended up dealing with Baron Mason. One that detailed where you would start looking in the sewers to find him. The second ends up going to Magdalene, the Toreador, just outside.
Okay. I don't like that both of them are being watched. Oh boy, the Warrens are not safe.
Were they ever?
As long as they never knew. I'm collecting everything that I can and committing it to memory or taking down notes about what it is that they have about Baron Mason and Magdalene and keeping that on my person. Because I know this laptop has to be given up at some point.
Certainly.
Okay. Does it have the location of Agent Smith?
It does not, but I'm pretty sure with Mr. Seraph at your side, it wouldn't be difficult to find that agent.
Alright. Well, Baron Mason's gonna want to know that he's got eyes on him anyway. So I suppose that's the first point of order. Last thing we need is more kindred deaths.
True. Out of curiosity, looking at all the names, about how many are there, actually?
There are 2 full dossiers. And a reference. Project November.
Does it have an image file for November?
No, it does not.
Huh. Okay. That's good to know.
Roll me either a Wits plus investigation or a Wits plus technology, your choice.
I'm gonna go investigation.
Okay.
Is that just me?
If anybody else is assisting,
Oh,
you'd have to have. Do you have investigation dots?
Let me make sure. Yep, I have 1 done in investigation.
Mouse, you get +1.
Alright. I'm gonna spend willpower.
Alright. Mouse, you don't have a lot of descriptors of it. It seems to be more of a order of operations of when particular operations making reference to files you don't have. If you had to guess, either a lot of this information has been scrubbed to make it absolutely bare bones, or there is something else going on with this information. But you do know that there is something out there called Project November. Given your history with it, Project Kilo, Project Juliet, you have an idea what it could be.
Yep. Which means they've had 5 other successful attempts at creating another kindred. JKLMN.
That's assuming they're using purely progressional lettering.
Kinda feels that way, given that they're using military lettering.
Can I try to see if there's any other hidden information on the laptop?
You can try, but it'll be at a -1 even with Mouse's assistance.
Okay.
You've already scrubbed a good portion of the hard drive trying to investigate it further. What exactly are you looking for, though? More specific, the easier it'll be to rule in or rule out.
Any hidden name, locations, other sites, maybe.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
And will this be investigation or technology?
This would be technology you're specifically gunning for.
Okay. And it's wits?
Wits, certainly. You're trying to piece this together.
Alright. Ah.
One success. You do know that there is a very loose map image. It was found in a trash folder. Took you a little bit to end up doing some digging. Doesn't look like they cleared the trash bin. Sloppy, but you can be grateful for it. You see what looks to be a loosely scrawled map on a... It's a photograph of what looks like a waterlogged piece of paper with ink on it. But there is certainly some form of map scrawled in. Mouse, you have no doubt that this is a map of the Warrens.
Shit.
Do we know how they got all this shit?
No, but I have a suspicion.
If this is a map of the Warrens, wouldn't that mean someone would have had to write this down for them?
Someone would have to write it down for them, and someone who would know where the Warrens is. And no one knows, besides the Nosferatu.
So the question is, did they give it up willingly, or was it forced out of them?
Either way, it's compromised. It doesn't really matter why at this point. Just that it is. And I feel like it's my duty as a Nosferatu to tell them. So I'm probably going to go.
If you're going, I want to tag up. It's not safe going by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of got to pay back that debt to you, so I'm along too.
You both are sworn to secrecy. I find out... Well, right now, it's compromised. I'm not entirely sure where else they're gonna stay, so right now, I'm gonna keep you to that. Only on the basis of I don't want anyone else to know.
Alright.
Okay.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
I mean, let's be honest, if there is anyone paranoid enough to have a backup plan to move an entire bunch of people out, it would be Mason.
I hope.
Fighting is the most not his thing.
One would hope, because I don't think he anticipated the Second Inquisition ever getting that information. He told me that specifically. And if they have dossiers on him, and they have information on how to get to the Warrens, the Second Inquisition are going to find him.
Then, not to be rash, but perhaps we should stop talking about it and get down there, because if you haven't noticed outside, things aren't going well for them. They might be pushed to try and finish this.
Try and get desperate, yeah. Then yeah. The quicker we get down there, the quicker that we can get everybody out.
Agreed. Let's get a move on.
Let's move.
Follow me. And I am leading through the sewers, whatever access I can get to lead Rashad and Raven to the Warrens.
Oh, real quick, out of curiosity, before the warehouse ended up burning down, did I end up taking the night vision goggles?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I'm going to use them while I'm down there, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Fair. You gear up. That's a long trek. But, that being said, the three of you do find yourselves going down dark sewers. The dripping of water is a little bit less than calming. You see, Mr. Seraph, you find that the smell is the thing that catches you. You can see the occasional rat corpse floating in shallow waters, ruining good shoes. There is something about the atmosphere down here. As you look at the old crumbling stone and the large pipes, the city's water network and drainage system. Down here you'll find garbage of all kinds that's flooded down. And you probably pass more than your fair share of used condoms and needles, along with other unmentionables currently floating in the water. And there's something down here that's just off, even through night vision goggles.
Can I check the rat corpses and see if any of them have been fed off?
Most certainly. Roll me a wits plus animalism.
Animalism?
Yep. Or to medicine. It would be your choice.
Probably medicine.
Okay. It'll be a little bit more difficult there, but... Raven, you have no doubt in your mind. The truth is what you're looking at is scraps. A lot of them are rotted. But the body rots very differently when it's been exsanguinated. You take hold of this rat carcass, the fur is falling out, its body is limp in your hands, rolling over your index finger as you pick it up. It's like carrying a heavy wet sponge. But you're pretty sure the bloat inside is just the gases developing inside the corpse. It might have been 2-3 days. But you're finding a lot of them. And a lot of them are a lot older than that.
You know, I've never really liked the idea of sewers, and something about this feels even more off.
Really? I thought you'd be at home around here.
Does it feel weird to me? Like, look weird, feel weird? Or is this normal?
There is something off, certainly. The first thing that might cross you as off is there is a lot of fresher spray paint over a lot of different pieces. They look like... It looks like it's just a quick black spray over. But you might remember earlier where there were tags indicating where you were, what you might be dealing with. You remember you could find yellow on some of the walls, signifying one thing. You could find the image of a skull signifying another. You could tell what was down here. It seems like somebody has taken the time to spray over that information.
This is weird.
I mean, if you don't want to be found, you cover your tracks.
True. There's a whole code, a system, a way for people to indicate where they would be or who they were. You know, like any coterie that has a symbol. Individuals would have that for like their kind of prowling grounds or whatever. And all of that's being painted over?
All of it. Some of it is done in a nicer tone, making it look like somebody else was spray painting a mural or something and just didn't care what was there before. Others are just quick bit of spray paint over, like trying to cover it over with primer.
Huh. This is really weird. I don't like it. Just be on your guard, because most Nosferatu don't like people coming down here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm totally not on my guard already walking into the apparently the main Nosferatu den of the city.
Mouse, you look ahead and you see that this path has been sealed up. Same way before. The bars are set, raiding this area. You can't go any deeper down this path. Not without, well, it might take some finagling.
Is this the quickest route that I know?
Certainly.
Are they like alarmed bars or just bars?
Raven, would you be kind enough to roll me a, roll me a wits awareness.
I'm gonna assist her.
Okay.
What would that be for modifiers?
That would be a +1. Two will do it. Oh, 4.
That's a success.
That's a crit.
Oh, yeah, that's
Nice.
a crit.
Raven, you take a look, and there is a bit of anger that flares up as you you start looking at it, but it's less of a look at with your eyes and more like a dog as you just kind of snap your attention. Something blinked and you look and you can see the sensors. It's just where the bars meet, or the rim of the bars meet the mortar and concrete. It looks like it's wired into the city hub. Maybe it's underground phone lines, you're not sure, but you do know it's wired in.
Yeah. There's no way we're getting through here without someone knowing, and I don't know where that someone would be.
Out of curiosity, would I know possibly how to cut off the power to the line without the signal notifying someone back where it would?
You can give it a shot.
Okay.
It would
Are we
require...
attempting, or are we just doing knowledge? Because I don't want to attempt.
Oh, I'm not attempting. I'm just trying
Roll me
to...
an intelligence plus larceny.
Okay. Hmm. Out of curiosity, is that sensor more for security purposes? Could I roll technology?
You could. You certainly could.
Okay. Because I am much more useful with technology.
Mr. Seraph, this is security stuff. What do you think?
Mr. Seraph, it would be very difficult, truth to be told. You're going to, it's on its own, and if you had a few days, you might be able to figure it out and be able to come up with some form of bypass. Right now, there are a lot of redundant systems here, a lot of dead ends, a lot of false triggers. This was built knowing that somebody could see it, so somebody might try and tamper with it. So you know that it's going to be a 5 success to try and circumvent it. Definitely professional grade.
This is definitely professional grade. A lot of stuff is here to trick the youth.
Okay.
Okay.
Simple
another
answer,
route.
because we're burning Moonlight. Can we get through it,
Okay.
yes or no?
No, it will take a couple days to even try to attempt.
Okay. Mouse, where's the next way?
Up and over. I want to try and determine if there is a shortcut up and over, or if another route would be quicker.
You could up and over it, but it would be taking you through a checkpoint.
Bastards. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably why it's here.
Because it's basically a checkpoint. Okay.
A lot of the larger sewers people can wander through are typically built over main roads. It would make sense.
Yep. All right. Another route it is.
Okay. Mouse, this is going to be based off of either Streetwise or Academics. And I will allow you a combination, whatever you think your best roll would be, of either Streetwise, Academics, Wits, or Stamina.
Stamina streetwise.
Okay.
I'd like to assist him if I could.
He chose Streetwise. Do you have a point in Streetwise?
Mm-hmm. Shockingly, right?
I know. Well, I know Seraph's history, so I'm not too shocked.
Okay, yeah. And then I get a +1 for Mr. Seraph. Ooh, that's 5 successes.
5 successes. Mouse, you continue to go through, and you look, and something catches your eye. It's what seems to be like a large chunk of the wall seems to have been removed. You sneak through it, and you realize you can actually push some of the bricks out of the way to make it just wide enough for everybody to crawl through, which will end up getting you out to the other side. You start to end up going down. That is such a good rate of successes. I'm willing to give you another thing. You see that the drain going down into the sub-level, where you could start to get into the actual warrens proper. There is something that shouldn't be here. You see rappel lines. Rope's already going down. Look new. Black nylon.
Okay. Rappel lines is not a thing that we do. All right. And I will. Rashad, can I borrow your
Yes,
goggles?
of course. And I take them off and hand them to.
I think I'm gonna take the lead on this one.
Okay. Rashad, you only see the reflections of the light. As soon as you take those goggles off, you don't even see the sinkhole, you just hear it. You hear water rushing, coming down heavy. You can't even whisper to each other. It's that loud as you end up hearing the water going downward. You don't see anything, but you can feel Mouse's presence as he takes on the goggles and he looks down. Mouse,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make you roll. You do see the rappel lines going down, and you also end up seeing what looks to be 3 bags. They look like duffel bags, and they've been emptied.
I hand repel lines to Rashad and Raven, and I am simply going to drop with weight of a feather. A gun pulled.
Okay, what gun are you pulling?
Was I able to claim one of those fire pistols?
Yes, you were.
Okay, then
You
I will
had
be using
access to
that.
everything all the hardware that they ended up scrounging from the last encounter.
A pistol would fit in my bag, a rifle would not. So,
Alright.
I am taking that pistol, and I am readying myself in case I see someone. And I'm going to land as gently as possible so I don't make any noise.
Okay. You are the first to come down. And you don't see anything. You know that the Warrens is just down that way.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need to end up taking a false passage to the side. It's the one that stops it from going out through all those rotten grates that end up leading out into the ocean. Well, the river anyway. So when you start to end up going down, and I'm assuming Raven and Rashad are coming down as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Raven first, ladies.
Yeah. Rashad, you hand the rope over. Raven, you still can't see Jack down here.
I've got Eyes of the Beast and Silence of Death activated as I go down.
Alright. So you've activated Mouse. You see 2 glowing eyes. Mr. Seraph, you see these 2 eyes just go down into the pit, into the dark, where nothing but the sound of roiling water welcomes you. You're more than 6 feet deep right now. And as you rappel yourselves down, Mouse has in his hand a pistol, one of the Second Inquisition pistols. You start to make your way through. Raven, I'm not going to ask you to roll this because I know what your successes would be, but you smell gunpowder and burning coming from deeper in.
There's been a gunfight up ahead.
Fuck. Okay. Alright. Okay. Cool. I can sneak in from here if somebody will just keep the door.
Mouse,
Mm-hmm.
you come around the corner as you speak the door, and you realize that that huge set of bricks has already been moved inward. It's been left open. You know, Baron Mason wouldn't be pleased if that was left open.
No, he would not. It means he didn't leave it open. It means that one of the Nosferatu didn't leave it open. Unless my suspicions are correct. I smell a traitor. And so I am going to rouse for unseen passage, and I'm going to go in.
Okay. Raven. Rashad. What are you doing? Mouse, you feel the beast. It wants blood. It needs blood. You need blood. And as you skulk through the dark, through these stone halls that you called home, there is undeniably some things that have gone wrong.
I know.
You can smell ash. Go on, Raven.
Is Mouse going full invisible? Because these places look too called the Warrens, and I don't want to get separated.
He has gone full invisible.
Okay, Mr. Seraph, keep your hand on my back, seeing as you are less than useful right now. And, I'm gonna head towards the gunfire. I'm gonna head towards the smell of gunfire.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to roll me a wits awareness.
Okay. What's awareness? I'm looking around. All dice are successful.
Mouse, as you step through, something rolls under your foot in the water. And you lift your foot to realize that it's a shell casing. It's in the water. You look about. You look a little closer. One body is in the trash. It looks decomposed heavily. Burnt. Another you see is ash. Completely ashed with small pieces of bone. The third is a skull that looks like it has been viciously severed. You're not sure if they were anyone you know. Not personally. Maybe one was Ajax. Maybe one of them is Baron Mason. Maybe one of them is Phage. Or Bart Blight. You don't know.
Oh, I wish I could see Nosferatu. He's super goddamn helpful right now.
Rashad, I need you to roll me a wits awareness.
Okay.
Oh, no, correction. Rashad's not the one holding the goggles right now, is he? It's Mouse that's holding him.
I do.
Yeah. So
I'm
there
looking
is,
for
in
hate
fact,
signatures.
there is, in fact, something you can catch. You don't see any heat signatures, but you do see something move. You're not sure what it is, but it doesn't seem to see you. It's hard to see through these goggles to get good inclination, but it's definitely humanoid.
if Raven and Rashad are getting closer, I'm gonna sidle up next to them and whisper, "There's someone ahead."
Okay. Raven, you don't see anybody. Mr. Seraph, you're alone in the dark, trampling through all manners of filth you dare not think of, with nothing but the faint smell of sulfur in the air to keep you company, and the vicious bitch you're hanging on to.
Hopefully this doesn't get any worse.
Mouse, I know you don't like it. We kinda need you to decloak. You're the only one of us they're not gonna immediately attack on sight at this point.
Be a waste.
Be a waste of blood. But then again, there's that thing in the corner. We can drain it dry. You know, it would taste so damn good right now. Come on, you've been running yourself left, right, and center. You're already starting to feel it. Come on. You're stressing out, Mouse. Wouldn't you just like a drink right now? Wouldn't you like it?
After
Ain't
business is
be
done.
no after if you don't handle this shit. Come on, boy.
All right. Okay. There's someone there. I can't tell who it is.
Raven, you do not see anything.
I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not seeing anything, Mouse. Where exactly?
And I point in a general direction.
Mouse.
And I'm not seeing. Ha.
Yeah. You point in a direction to gesture when you can't be seen to something that can't be seen.
Okay.
But it definitely sees Raven and Rashad. It doesn't move. Biding its time. Waiting.
Okay.
Waiting. Maybe to ambush. Maybe the second that it gets an opportunity, it's gonna rip into Raven, and then you're all fucked. If Raven goes down, you lose your muscle, and you are all buried under here. That's all it's gonna take, Mouse. Take it out!
Seeing as it's not moving or showing up in my supernatural vision, I am going to call out.
And I decloak.
We're friendly. We're from up top. We just want to talk.
It's Mouse.
It steps forward. Raven, it's like it came out of that one place. You're not sure why it is that you didn't see them. Maybe you just... Didn't you look in that direction? You're pretty sure you did. But did you? No, there's something wrong here. There's something off. And I am pretty sure. Oh, I think I might have accidentally put it aside. No. There we go. Something old steps out. He's got that big bushy beard, wearing homeless cloak.
He was going through the change last I saw him.
Yeah. And you definitely see the effects of the change. Certainly. It's not as drastic as yours, though. You can see his features, but underneath the skin, just underneath his hood, rather than hair, it looks like almost like spider legs that have grew under his skin. You can see some of them piercing out just along his beard, making for weird movement in his beard. You can see it under the neck, skin. He hides it.
Ajax.
Mouse, that you?
Yeah.
God. Oh God. You gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. They took him.
Just calm down. What happened?
I don't know. Mason took Blight, and they said they gotta talk something out.
Something out.
Blight was pissed off. Started to walk off, and that's when the shooting started. Randall and the Mr. Clean looking motherfucker, they were about to walk out with somebody I didn't catch, and then all of a sudden the shooting started and they dropped, and I hid in this nook, and I've been waiting. They're still down there.
How long ago was this?
Half an hour ago.
Half an hour.
And they're still in the Warrens.
Are you armed?
No!
Okay. This is Raven and Rashad. They're my friends.
We met Mr. Seraph, right? We met, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Raven.
Ajax is my child.
Oh boy.
I want to make funny comments. I really want to neg you for this, but we do not have the time right now, Mouse.
No.
If we want to get to Mason, if we want to get your daddy, we need to move now.
Yeah, we do. So, Ajax, you have a choice. You can either come with us or you can stay here. I'm not going to make you do anything.
Not much I can do. But I'll try.
I'm going to hand over my shotgun. Do you know how to use this?
Like killing rabbits on a farm, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Point and shoot. Try not to hit a friendly.
And this is the double barrel shotgun?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And are you offering him any extra rounds or just the 2 in the chamber?
I'm going to offer him 4 extra rounds.
Okay.
I will
Ajax.
point out that it spreads quite quickly, so make sure there's basically no friendly downrange of it when you pull the trigger.
Closer the better.
Right.
But also be safe. Yeah. Let's move.
Okay. Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to make me a wits, or no, this is actually going to be a dex plus awareness.
Dex awareness.
It's going to be a dex awareness.
Would my sight specialty apply?
Certainly.
Okay.
Now, mouse sight isn't quite enough to do it. You can try and willpower it, or you can succeed at a cost.
What is the cost?
The cost is that one way or another, anyone within earshot is going to know you're here.
I don't want
If you
that.
choose to end up failing it, well, it's not going to end well.
I have 3 more dice to re-roll. I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay. I need one more success. Okay, Mouse, you look, and as you're about to lift your foot, you feel your foot snag on something. You look, and you see this very thin wire that's starting to get taut. And you look in the corner, and you see it is pinned to a grenade that is buried under garbage.
Okay. They've set booby traps.
If you had to guess, they wanted to make sure nobody was getting out.
Okay. We're, do I get a sense of whether or not I'd be able to disarm it and take the grenade with me?
Certainly. This would be a dex larceny, not particularly difficult. The hardest part is seeing it coming.
Because of the water and the garbage, yep. Don't have any larceny specialties. Alright.
That'll do it. Mouse, you carefully pull the garbage to the side, pull this down, and you see you can bite into this cable and snap it. Oh, got some toilet water in your mouth. But yeah, outside that little bit of string, that's a pineapple.
An old-fashioned pineapple?
No, this is really new.
Okay. That's going in my bag.
Yeah. You have the impression that this might not be the only one.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for any more.
Okay. Now it would be a wits awareness.
Okay. And I'm letting everybody know to look out for traps.
Yeah. But since you're at the point of the spear, you're the one who's probably going to set them off.
Yep.
So. Nice. Alright. You managed to end up getting everybody to go over these bits of wire. Rashad, it is really weird to be operated like a marionette since you can't see jack or shit down here. Even Ajax.
To be fair,
Go ahead.
To be fair, I'd rather not see Jack and shit right now.
Probably not.
Can Ajax see in the dark?
Roll me a... Oh, you wouldn't have to, actually.
I'm
Yes,
just gonna
he
ask him,
can.
like, Ajax. Okay, in which
Yes,
case
he
I'm
can.
thinking
You
myself,
just observe. He's looking around. He was looking at you when you came in.
I'm
Now,
just
for you,
thinking
it might have been
quietly.
glowing eyes, but he was clearly also looking at Mr. Seraph, and he seems to be watching Mouse this entire time. And yet you are in pitch black.
I turn to Ajax and I say, could you help Mr. Seraph? I kind of want to be free in case shit goes down.
Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing, Raven. Mr. Seraph, you feel this hand grip over your shoulder, and there's something unnerving because you swear to God, even through your through your suit, you can feel something under his skin lightly poking you, like something is moving under his skin.
Okay.
Okie dokie. And
Raven?
Yeah.
You can actually see a wince of pain on Ajax's face when he places his hand on Mr. Seraph.
Interesting.
Mouse,
Mm.
go ahead. Sorry.
And we just keep moving forward.
Okay. Alright.
I've got that gun ready just in case.
Alright.
Now that I don't have to worry about Mr. Seraph, I'm gonna be up with Mouse on point, basically.
Alright. You hear something. It's squealing. It is high rotations per minute, metal against metal. You can hear it echoing down the corridors. It is rough, and it gets louder as you get nearer. And Mouse, you might remember this. You remember those two large doors that let you into the Warrens proper?
Yeah.
You see it. And outside, that's not the only thing you see. Oh. You end up seeing 3 individuals standing out. These 3 individuals are dressed very familiar. 2 of them look like they're looking down the hall very, not cautiously, but they're definitely on guard. You see another who seems to be using some form of it's a battery-operated handsaw. He seems to be cutting at the door.
And they're looking towards us?
These 2 are looking towards you, but remember, Mouse is the first to come around the corner. Now, to be clear, this is probably a good 30-yard sprint to get to them. It is a straightaway. They might not see you because of the distance, or maybe it's their thermals don't work that far.
But we're not also Bliss of Life, so they see us on thermos.
No. But you did notice you could see Ajax. But then again, you knew what you were looking for. So the question is how experienced are they?
Okay.
Nice time for a grenade.
Sorry, what was that, Raven?
I'm just sort of pressed there up against the wall, and I just sort of whisper to Mouse, "Be a good time for a grenade."
I had the same idea. So, looking at the grenade, is it just pull the pin with the lever pushed and then toss it?
Yep.
Okay. This shit goes bang. We're in this. How many was I able to pick up? Just the one?
Just the one.
Okay. And I am going to push the lever, pull the pin, and chuck it down the hall.
Okay, I need you to do me a strength athletics.
Okay.
And this is going to be a versus bit. Is while they don't have a cover, they do have 2 people who are aware of what's going on down the hall, so.
Okay. Strength athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
I took a specialty called acrobatics for athletics. Would you allow that?
No.
No.
Not in this case.
Oh, fuck balls.
Shit. Well, this is a versus, so you might be
Yep.
lucky.
Fingers crossed. Not nearly as good at grenades as Cutter.
So this is going to be a reflex awareness for them.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there's no way I can fix that.
Okay. So, Mouse, you're not used to throwing shit down here. Like, it's not exactly a natural pastime. You don't recall spending a lot of time with the gutter down here, hucking the old pigskin up and down sewer halls. So when you throw this, it's very awkward, it's very clumsy, and when you do so, the grenade hits the ceiling,
Oh.
definitely catching their eyes. And as soon as they see something splash, you immediately see one of the operatives grab the other who's doing the cutting, yanks him to the side, and at that point, the other one ducks into one of those nooks, and the concussive blast shakes the foundations. You can hear stone crack. It's at that point you end up hearing them issuing orders. There's immediately guns pointed down, and a hail of suppressing fire starts to end up coming down the hall. You can see sheer bits of light and fire hissing into the walls as the bullets end up careening into the concrete and stone, damp and sizzling. Water boils in an instant, and you find yourself pinned down.
Okay.
So at this point, you hear Mouse, Raven, you two were behind cover. Ajax, Seraph, you see the bullets, you see the fire, and the very first instinct in you is run.
Hold on, I thought they were around the corner.
They are. So think of it like a large L and a straightaway. So you're just coming around the bend, and then it's the straightaway.
Gotcha.
It's not exactly, shall we say, masonry special down here. A lot of this looks like it's just been ripped out stone.
Well,
They didn't happen to get blinded by that bright light, did they?
Well, you can peek around the corner to check.
Oh. If I'm peeking around the corner, I'm taking a shot.
I just grab a hold of Mouse's hand. I'm like, wait for the reload. You cover. I run.
Got it.
All right. So, it's at this point, you don't see it yet, but you definitely end up seeing that a lot of the shots are scattered all around. Now, first things first, Mouse. It's going, because we have nobody in melee combat right now, we're going right to ranged, then we're going into moving into melee. Alright, so that's the way this is going to work out right now.
Alright.
First things first, who's shooting?
I'm gonna take a shot. Suppressing fire.
Alright. Okay. So if that's the case, they got a little bit of cover as well. You both have that advantage right now. So let's go. That being said, Mouse, you are currently looking at his shooting. Raven, what are you doing?
I'm waiting until Mouse starts shooting, and then I'm making a dash down the corridor using his covering fire.
Alright.
But I also told Mouse to wait until we heard them reload,
Alright.
by the sounds of it. firing pretty heavily.
Yeah. Rashad, what do you do?
I would like to peek around the corner. I really would.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so, I am not too sure on something, a power that I ended up recently acquiring.
Mm-hmm.
Irresistible voice.
Ooh. That is interesting.
How does that specifically work with dominate? I know I can only dominate one, but how far?
Well, that mostly comes down to your ability to end up shouting over gunfire, mostly.
Okay.
Where are we? Irresistible voice. I'm just going to double check here. So, you currently have irresistible voice, which is a presence 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Use a voice loud enough to dominate a target. This does not apply to voice transmission through this passive. Okay. So. Okay. So. Rashad. I'm
Yep.
going to treat yours like a ranged attack. Okay? Your
Okay.
penalty is going to be based off of a -2 because you're trying to end up hearing over effectively two different sequence of gunshots. It's going to be over Mouse, and it's going to be over the second Inquisition operatives. All right.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna let you know that. Ajax has nothing. He doesn't want to get anywhere close to this. So
I don't blame him. I don't
Yeah.
blame him at all.
okay. So Mouse, you hear it's not a huge amount, but the gunfire does lighten for a brief moment. You're pretty sure, off the cuff, that maybe 2 of them are blind. It might have been the one who was facing the door and had to be pulled aside. That might be still okay. He might not have been wearing his night vision goggles when he was cutting the door.
Okay. Then I'm going for somebody who might not be firing right now.
Okay. So what this is gonna be is this is gonna be an opposed roll for you two, and I'm gonna roll for them as a group. Okay? So rather than we're doing individual, but you're going to be cutting it down. So this is gonna be firearms. Alright. And this is going to be their composure, because this is you literally in a firefight. Which is really freaking tough. And roll it.
Alright. Oh, okay.
You're shooting against the Second Inquisition.
Yep, I am. God damn. Nope.
Yeah. So, Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to roll the willpower? Or do you have any form of fortitude that might end up helping you in this regard? Because you're about to take a lot of aggravated damage.
Oh.
Remember, those are fire rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm willpower rerolling.
Okay.
Otherwise, that is going to kill me.
Oh, actually, no. Correction. Because you are firing from cover, they're getting a -2 on that. So, still 5, but...
I am still rerolling that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, with that, we're going to reduce that 5, 6... So, you're going to be taking 7 points of aggravated.
I'm dead.
Are you?
I'm dead. I only have 5 health right now.
Yeah. Alright. Mouse, you end up taking the shots. and you feel your body starting to burn. Your body is flung back, and you crash into the ground, and you can feel your skin start to blaze. You are broiling at this point.
Changing my action,
What?
I'm grabbing Mouse and ducking him under the water. I'm trying to put this fire out.
Alright, Raven, you're going to be doing this at a -1 because you're shifting your action. It's going to require a spent willpower, if I recall, to change your action mid-game or mid-round.
Don't care doing it. Mouse needs to
Okay.
fucking live.
Alright. Alright. I'm actually... okay. Yusuf, I'd like to end up getting a page reference on that, but thank you very much. First time I'm reading the chat while I'm going through this because this is intense. So no, I'm not gonna make the spend of a chur of willpower. I feel bad that I might miss that portion. Might be pulling that from V20. But Raven, you're gonna do this. I need you to roll me a composure plus athletics.
Couldn't I use grappling brawl instead?
I would allow composure grappling because you're trying to grab onto something that is on fire. You're lucky you don't frenzy.
Yeah, this isn't trying to be nice to him. This is just yanking him down into the water.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'm gonna doing composure plus brawl if that's the case.
Spending willpower.
Okay.
Don't you die on me, you son of a bitch. 4 successes.
Mouse's body is immediately pushed into the water, into the muck and filth. And you flood his face, his mouth, his lungs, his bullet wounds. And you can see some of the water is boiling. It is doing everything as your beast is screaming inside you to not end up letting this happen. To stop grabbing onto something that's on fire and run. And it takes everything in you just to force that down. Like you're forcing Mouse down into the water. Ajax is screaming as he sees his sire currently getting destroyed by fire. Rashad?
Yep.
I'm gonna need you to roll Dominate, but you're gonna be at a -2, and they are going to get a resistance to it because currently they're on fire and they're not trying to hear you, they're trying to shoot you.
Okay.
Just as a question, Derek, does that reduce damage, or am I still...
You are X's all the way through. You are in torpor.
Alright.
You are torpored.
Okay, let's see. And I'm at a -2, right?
Either that or they'll get a +2, one or the other.
Yeah, nah.
Alright. You have to match or beat 5 success. Oh, never mind. Even at a
Rashad
-2.
motherfucking Seraph.
So, the specific compel is going to be, would you kindly blow your brains?
Oh, God. So, all you hear is, would you kindly blow your brains out? And for the briefest of moments, you hear silence. And then you hear Bang! 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 Splash. Splash. Splash.
Raven bites into a wrist, sticks it in Mouse's mouth, turns to Ajax or Rashad and says, just get one of those fucking bodies now.
Absolutely.
Raven, you are feeding Mouse a portion of your blood.
I am feeding him a portion of my blood.
Okay. Mouse, you can make a rouse roll.
Is that for me to wake up?
No, this is for you to heal that one bit of aggravated, so I need you to make three rouse rolls.
So 2 more.
And you will be gaining a point. Blood Raven will be losing 1.
Okay. I was at 2 hunger?
You're now at 3 hunger, and then
Okay.
you gain 1, so you're back at 2 hunger.
Okay.
And I'm at 2 hunger.
Mouse, there's a part of you, that instinct that bites in, and you taste something so sweet through the muck and the shit and the filth that you are drowned in. There's something soft and loving. It's cold. The Vitae. That is Vitae. It tastes so sweet. It's something so beautiful. Something feral, natural, wild. It's intense and primal, and there is a beauty to it. And there is an angel above you. Hair flopped to the side, soaking wet. You could smell the seared, dead flesh of your body as you come out from the drink, out from the waters, and you feel that rush, that need. It's like tasting another's beast. You heal just enough to come back from the brink.
Whoa.
Rashad is dragging what seems to be a smoldering corpse. The head is mostly missing. The wound is cauterized horribly and is being dragged towards you, Mouse. Mr. Seraph,
Yeah.
I would like you to take 2 stains. This is including your particular conviction, so you're only taking 2 stains for this.
Okay.
I lick my wrist closed and I go to feed off one of the other bodies right now, because I also need to heal aggravated.
Yeah.
Oh,
AJ.
that was not fun. Not fun. Oh.
Yeah, maybe next time, can you just let Raven throw the... Please?
Thought I could do it.
Yeah, let's not take chances.
Okay. I thought I was a goner.
You almost were.
None on my fucking watch.
Thanks, Raven.
Mouse, she almost has like a heavenly glow to her. The angel of the sewers. Your own personal watchdog. Fitzgerald Hound looks over you. And looks over you with a smile. Or maybe that's just her sincerity when she says not on her fucking life. but there is a warmth there, comfort.
I really appreciate it. Yeah. I would. Whoa.
Okay. They're
Yeah.
trying to come through the door. That means they haven't got that far.
Right. They would have heard the gunshots by now.
Yeah, let's really feed. Heal if you can. We need to move because we don't know if there's another team that went another way.
I'm not hearing Raven. I'm hearing all background noise.
Raven,
You cannot hear me at all?
you just need to speak up a bit.
Okay. Feed. I'm gonna feed as well. We need to get through that door in case there's another team down here who went another way who are now running to investigate the gunfire.
I don't have it in me to feed off a human.
Mouse, now is not fucking time. He is already dead. He is a literal sack of blood. Fucking feed.
Can I do that with full superficial willpower damage right now?
If you're willing to take aggravated.
Oh, shit balls. I think I'm gonna be okay. I'm not that hungry.
In which case, you stay at the back. You do not try anything stupid like that again, because one light fucking breeze right now and you're going down, and I don't think I can bring you back a second fucking time.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Out of curiosity, did any of the night vision goggles end up surviving?
No, it's pretty hard to survive an exploding scalp.
Okay. In which case, I grab the body, the shard ball, and I just drain that. I would like to try and heal a point of activated.
Alright, you can drain and bring yourself back to 1 hunger. These your targets are already dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna rouse the blood first.
Okay.
I'm gonna drain one of the other bodies at this point because I don't like how close to the hunt.
Heal another point of activated.
Alright. There is monsters under here. In the depths of Detroit, you will end up finding beasts, monsters that will force you to your own end and feed off your still festering corpse in the depths of sunken waters. And inside this ravenous piece of meat and sweltering gunfire, monsters push forward to the door. Mouse, you feel woozy. Ajax is trying to end up carrying you. Rashad,
Mouse,
you can...
Yeah.
use your gun and your goggles.
Yeah. Here.
Right.
Anywhere.
All right. We should probably get a move on.
Right. Stay quiet. That's what we need right now.
Okay.
Okay. You get to the door. Looks like they got most of the way through. It's bent. The bar across the other end is clearly almost cut through. Looks like he dropped the saw You're not sure if the saw still works, but you think with enough force you could kick through the remaining of this barrier.
I'm kicking.
Alright, I'm gonna need this to be a strength plus the athletics. It's difficulty 4.
That'll just be pure strength.
Alright. You kick the door, and it gives a little bit, but it's not. It doesn't feel like you're doing much more than twisting already pre-cut metal.
Turn to Mouse Ajax. You got a secret fucking knock or what?
Do you think anybody's gonna end up opening the door after that shit?
If we be in code about it, and if there is a secret knock, then I will knock on the door.
Okay. Mouse, you've been around long enough to know the procedure.
Mm-hmm.
But usually there's a few scouts up front.
Yeah.
You've already found them. You rap on the door. No one answers.
Okay. Okay. This is where I think I might be able to be a little bit effective. I am going to rouse for prowess, and I'm going to kick down the door.
Alright. Strength athletics. This is taxing, Mouse. Then Mouse throws his foot into it, and Raven, you might be shocked on this. Maybe you've never considered how strong Mouse actually is, despite his diminutive form, when he kicks the door, and the doors bust open. They kick up against something that looks like old dressers. Looks like they stacked a whole bunch of shit behind this door, not just the bar. But a lot of it is reduced to splinters and rotwood. As you can see, that you can crawl over this and get in.
I go first. Raven goes first.
Mouse takes the rear.
Going second.
Yeah.
But I am keeping my knife close just in case.
Okay. You come in, and it's a lot easier to see in here. There's Christmas lights that decorate the halls. There is hanging lanterns. You can see extension cables being run across the ceiling in the dry areas. There's boxes and pallets that keep old furniture that looks damp and rotted, slightly moldy, but a little bit of comfort of home. You can see a workbench that has a bunch of circuitry on it, soldering iron. You can see what looks to be maps and all kinds of strange oddities. The one thing you don't see is an Nosferatu. There's several smaller corridors in here. Mouse, you would know a lot of these are the closest you get to privacy, sleeping quarters, you know, when you need to be alone. Almost like a room. And you also note that none of this is stone that is brought in. This isn't brickwork. Not even old brickwork. This is broken stone. Like somebody has been taking a hammer to it and chipping away at the stone day after day after day. You can't imagine how long it took to create this.
Where would Mason be?
He's usually here. This is his office.
You remember the pools. You remember his private quarters in the back.
He's either at the creek or he's at his private quarters.
Bulls first. They may be more likely to have an escape route. It's where I'd go.
Okay. You go to the pools. Now along the way, you see something. Mouse, this is not something you want to see. You see something looks like flickering smoke. It's Blight. And she has several stakes through her body.
Oh, shit. I'm looking around. Do I see anyone else?
No.
Oh, somebody staked her. They didn't outright kill her. What? This is a trap.
Are the stakes in the front or the back?
Back.
Ajax, you said she was last seen with Mason?
Yeah.
We gotta pop her. We gotta find out what the fuck happened.
Right. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for anyone, just in case this is a trap.
Yeah. You reach down and you grab hold of one of the stakes. And you hear a voice. Stop! You turn.
I stop.
You see this figure. It's disfigured. No lips. The side of his face seems to be melting. Don't touch that Diablerist.
Diablerist?
She killed Mason. Drained him dry.
Insight.
I want to insight check him too.
Same.
I know a screw via nightmares stories. I don't trust him an inch. So this would be wits insight.
Yep.
I'm doing so as well.
Alright.
Same.
Gonna spend a willpower to re-roll those two.
Oh, I screwed up on one particular thing.
I'll willpower roll this.
You get the impression that you're not getting the full story. But then again, the story's only been around for about 2 seconds.
Tell us everything now.
As much as I can tell you, there was a problem. Blight was convinced on getting Mason to the surface. I tried to convince him not to end up going. I was sure that she was just trying to end up getting him out into the open. She spent too much time up top. too much time up top. Started to suspect, but I had no idea what she was capable of. Not until I saw what she did. There was nothing left.
Prove it. Where's his ash?
He gestures a little ways in. He was waiting on word. He was waiting on word. And she caught him. I couldn't stop him. I had to just wait. Stake her. Get her prepared. I was hoping to take her to... Oh.
Take her to who, Screw?
Whatever
Your brother's at
Baron
the
would end
door?
up... That ended up happening afterwards. You have any idea what... I had to end up doing something. Barricading the door was the only thing I could do.
Looking through the ash, do I see Baron Mason's coat or anything?
You definitely see remnants. You definitely see bits of his coat as seared. You see his
Seared,
remains.
like fire.
Yes. But he was reduced to ashes. Smoldering is not out of the question.
Okay. You said take her to some Baron.
Look, whatever the hell ends up going in this, whatever's left, we're gonna need to end up starting over. Because of this
Then you're...
bitch right here. She's trying to involve. For all I know, she might have been working for them. Makes sense, I guess. I knew she was a worthwhile courier. Bitch spent too much time up top. Forgot where she came from.
Because hiding down here with your heads between your legs went so well for you all.
And I suppose you're in luck. Because you're talking to the last Baron of the fucking Anarchs of Detroit.
Well, if it helps, let me, then I offer her to you in another gift in humble servitude. If you're making that claim, I ain't got no stake in it. I got no skin in this game. So I'll make it a thing. I'll let you kill the bitch. And
No.
hey, hear me out. Hear me out, Baron Mouse. They didn't kill Gutter. I know where he is. And right now that information is the only thing saving my sorry ass and bringing in to justice this piece of shit that should be floating up shit's creek right about now.
We get her side of the story first.
You pull that out, she ends up vanishing. You'll never find her. You know that, Mouse. It's not like we can track this shit.
Where's Gutter?
That information is the only thing keeping my ass alive right now.
Yeah, you're right. So where's Gutter?
So, this is what I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go down. Okay.
No, I'm going to tell you how this is going to go down. You are going to tell me that information right now, or
And
maybe...
what keeps my ass alive afterwards, huh? You get what you want, and then what? Screw gets screwed? That ain't gonna happen.
I know that
No.
you two have had beef.
The fact that we promised Nightmare that it would be his. We don't know where he is right now. Did you have something to do with that, Screw?
Maybe. Not your problem right now.
Nightmare was my brother.
You're no brother, you. Sabat filth. You claim yourself Baron. I was trying to end up showing you a level of respect, and what do I get? People end up jumping down my throat. It's all the same. That'd be different in Winnipeg, that'd be different here, but it seems I got a piss poor record of picking cities.
Out of curiosity, while they're talking, looking through the goggles, can I see Blight? What exactly am I seeing when I look through?
You see a tiny amount of heat from the ashes, which are supposedly Baron Masons. You see cold in this room, save for the lights that glow red. They're producing a fair amount of heat, bringing up the internal temperature and increasing the humidity down here. It might be dark, but Jesus, it is damp in here. And that smell you're not washing out for a week.
Okay, look. Things are heated. Quite literally in some cases. We have the Second Inquisition knocking on the door, and it won't be long until backup arrives. So, let's make this simple. Is Gutter down here, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, can you take us to him?
Yeah.
Okay, we take Bright with us. We deal with this shit once we're gone.
No, she ain't getting away with this shit. I know the second you pull out that stake, she's gone. I know that. Mouse, you have seen her fuck off on a fucking moment. You know that I am giving you more than fair fucking warning right now.
So can every other Nosferatu.
Yeah. Here's the difference. This one can't right now. Take her fucking head as an offering. You do that, I recognize you as appropriate.
She has done nothing to
She
me.
just fucking ate Mason.
We don't know that. We have your word, to be honest. Yeah, and Screw, as we've said several times, remember our relationship to you. Understand why we're fucking hesitant here. If I saw you and her in the same room and I was told one of you killed the Baron, I know which fucking one I'd think it was.
Yeah. Figure as much. Mr. Sam,
Blight's already told me that you and Mason had beef. So what makes you think that I'm gonna believe you over her?
Really? You think that?
I have nothing to go on.
Yeah.
And
that's
I'm gonna
right.
make it fair.
Fair? Was it fair when she ended up getting her palms on top of Mason? Was it fair when they end up taking away your sire?
I do not kill Kindred unless I have a good reason.
Yeah.
And it better be a fucking good reason. Because if you're lying to me, you're dead.
Okay.
Us, it doesn't take much of a genius to end up realizing that right now you are barely standing and it can be broken like a goddamn toothpick.
Yeah, to do that you'd have to go through me first.
With pleasure.
You don't want to tangle with the woman who destroyed Samantha and Decca from the Camarilla.
Okay, so I guess what I'm basically trying to figure out is if Blight does end up moving, Would there be a sure way to tell where she would be going?
No. The only guarantee you might have is she'll probably try and gain out the way you came in. That's the only thing you know. But unless she knows another way out.
We don't have time to argue this anyway. This place is gonna get found out. It already has been. We need to evacuate.
If you ain't gonna do it, I'll do it right now.
We're not saying we won't do it. We're just saying...
You're stalling, and we don't have time for stalling. Put up or shut up, Mouse. You say called yourself Baron? I'm giving you a chance to prove it. You need backup.
I need all the backup we can get.
Yeah, me and Gutter. Or you can end up believing this piece of shit. Because you know what she's gonna say the second that she opens her mouth, if she even listens to you, and more than likely she's gonna fuck off. And then I walk off, and you get nothing.
I'm trying to piece this together for a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Knowing Screw's beef with Gutter, him and Gutter are never gonna get along.
Certainly not. Their rivalry is stuff of legend amongst Nosferatu.
Do I know what Gutter's relationship to Blight is? Does he have beef with her?
Roll me a intelligence plus politics, and I'll give you a +1 because you know Gutter.
I wish I had those specs.
I'm taking aggravated willpower damage for that.
You're taking aggravated?
I would be.
Alright. Up to you.
I think I'm gonna do it.
That's your last aggravated?
No, I can take more, but this is my first aggravated out of all of them.
Okay.
Oh, fuck balls, mother bitch.
Okay. Blight's always been resentful that Gutter took you in. But you've always gotten the impression that it was because Blight has more of a maternal instinct in that regard. Gutter embraced you for all the wrong reasons.
Where's her kid?
Dead.
By whom?
Don't know. If I had to guess, the cocksuckers that are just outside. Like a lot of us. There ain't enough left right now. We're gonna need to start over, Mouse. You need backup. Are you gonna tell me that Ajax is all the backup you need?
All the backup I can get, which means both of you.
So what's it gonna be? Oh, Baron Mouse of Detroit.
She lives.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm out of here.
Take him.
I grapple him to the ground.
Okay. He is going to rouse the blood.
I will do the same.
He gets hungrier.
I don't.
And he's going to use prowess. Oops. Strength. And he's got a +3.
So, +1 modifier. Do I want to? No, I'm not going to pop Feral Claws.
He's going to burn a willpower.
Fuck.
I will burn one as well.
It's gonna be
Huh?
7 versus.
Come on, Raven.
7 versus 7.
I'm gonna say freeze.
Okay, so Mr. Seraph, just to give a sec, Raven, since right now it is a tie, 7 versus 7, you're the initiator. You barely win, but it's mostly through leverage. You've come to realize, despite Screw looking like he's falling apart, he might as well be embraced by a hydraulic press. There, he is power. As you try and end up leveraging the arm and try and drag him, you pin him up against the wall, forcing one arm, about to break his arm, and he presses his hand, and you guys can hear the stone cracking when these two fight, when these two wrestle with each other. Mr. Seraph, I'm going to need you to use your dominate roll, and he is going to get resolve, submit, he's got 2. Jesus. Rashad,
Or shot motherfucking Seraph.
Rashad, when you speak the words freeze, that proper bit of Ventru in you, as you speak it, Screw tenses up entirely. Raven, you couldn't move him if you wanted to.
Works just about as effectively as a steak.
Yeah, a steak lasts longer though. You got one spare?
I think I do.
Okay. He is going to burn a willpower to shake off the dominate.
I'm gonna stake him.
Alright. So he's going. You're going to get a. He's going to try and brawl strength to get out of this versus Raven. Now, Raven, he's going to be operating at a -2 because you're already in the pinning position.
I thought he was trying to break the dominate because he can't move right now. He was told
Right,
to
he's
freeze.
got to spend the turn, if I recall.
Yep.
I got a quick. I have this actually bookmarked for this specific purpose, because I had a suspicion that this was going to be a thing. A vampire lower generation, temps from higher generation, willpower. Nope, doesn't take a turn. He can just spend a willpower on that turn and he's out. But he does look like he is exhausted. This is taking a lot out of him, Rashad. So.
Really? You want to continue with this?
I think he wants to continue.
I'm staking him.
All right. First things first, we're going to need to roll versus Raven. And this is going to be only a +1 because it's -2 penalty for Raven, or because of Raven.
That's a crit success.
That's a crit. He's currently at 6 successes. There's a chance. You got a 50-50 chance to keep him down if you're willing to spend the willpower.
I'm gonna have to, but I'm all superficial.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is the last chance I can do this.
Until you start taking aggravate. So, he's pinned. Mouse, I want you to end up rolling me a strength plus melee. And right now you are at a +2 because she is pinning him down, knowing what you're trying to do.
And then +3 from prowess and +1 from versus kindred. So I'm at a plus.
This is a cold shot.
Shit.
And then
I would've
-2.
had +2 from my choleric. for this entire thing.
Sorry. Strength brawl plus my specialty plus
Yeah.
+3 for prowess, -2.
Yep.
Okay. So that's at a +2 modifier. Oh, fucking balls.
Are you willing to
I
go
need to
through
do-
another round, or are you willing to spend your last bit of willpower? This is the man who knows where Gutter is, or so he claims.
Yep.
Blight has just been, or you just been told Blight has Diablerized Baron Mason. You have a Diablerist and the one person who knows where Gutter is. What are you going to do?
I need to know where Gutter is. I need to keep Screw. I am going to stake him. I am going to spend the willpower to increase.
Alright.
I need to... Oh, that's still just 4.
It's in there. It's in there. It's so close to his heart. But he is thrashing, trying to stop this. Rashad, what do you do? Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, could I spend a willpower to basically just let up on him and for the briefest instant to slam it in?
That'll be another turn.
Okay.
Trying to think how to phrase this. Okay. The specific person I want to try to compel is to pull the stake into his heart. So kind of help stake himself. Actually, stake yourself would be better, I think.
Alright. This is going to be his composure plus resolve. And, well, I don't think he has that. He's going to need to keep spending willpower. Eventually, he's going to run out of willpower, and this is going to be rough. Oh. There we go. Only one.
And this is versus compelled, yes?
This is versus his compel. Yeah. He's gonna need to spend it. He is now on aggravated willpower damage to stop this. Alright. Ajax is going to come in, and he is leaning on top of a Raven, trying to help keep this down. Now, Ajax is going to be treated as a secondary attacker. So, not the greatest in this. No, he's going to assist Raven. So, Raven, you have a +1 to your fight with the Screw right now. And he's going to strength. And he's at a -2 plus his prowess, so he's only at a 1. He's only got 4.
Sorry, Raven, you were taking a turn to keep him down, right?
I don't know what's happening.
He's trying to thrash out. What are you doing?
Okay.
Ajax is assisting you, so you got a +1.
It was Ajax's turn, and then I didn't get told it was.
No. I rethought on how Ajax would approach this. Ajax knows he is not a match for Screw. He's not going to be an independent attacker. He's just going to assist you.
Just checking, because this is something I forgot, and I want to confirm what it does.
Okay.
I currently have the Choleric Resonance, Vengeful towards Kindred.
Yep.
What does that do? I was trying to find it in the book. That's why I wasn't talking.
Ah, okay. So that's you are what you eat. And oh. Let's see here. Envy, goals, diablerie, states of damnation. There we go. Color vengeful. Add 2 dice to 1 test against the type of target which you hit your vessel, which the vessel will want to revenge. So you can choose at one time a roll. So you get 2 dice on 1 test against a type of target. So it's up to you.
I'm gonna spend it.
Okay. So, and what are you going to do with it? You got +1 as an assist from Ajax. What are you going to do?
I'm just gonna hold him in place, and I'm just gonna shout at Seraph, just get him to tell us where the fuck Gather is. And yeah, just grappling, spending the choleric vengeful.
Okay. Roll your dice.
+3 modifiers. Wait, no, +4 due to Ajax.
Shit, bitch. Wow. So you can feel like he's half buried in the stone. There is so much force going on here. And you know that the second you lose that grip, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
Mouse, Seraph, you're gonna try again, Mr. Seraph, because he's running weak.
Going to actually switch up the game plan and use Forgetful Mind. The Forgetful Mind, and get him to tell where Gutter is.
Okay, so Forgetful Mind, always a classic. So you can change. So we're going to do this intelligence plus resolve. Okay, so let's see what his intelligence plus resolve is.
Here's mine.
Yeah, he is definitely burning a willpower. He is doing That's the only piece of information that's keeping him alive right now. He is convinced you guys are going to kill him. If the second he opens his mouth. He's down to... He is fucked. Jesus. Okay.
Man, this guy is stubborn as a brick wall.
He is. He's very stubborn, or very desperate. A lot of Kindred could relate at this point. Mouse, I believe you are trying to drive a stake home.
Yeah, I'm trying to drive a stake home. Try that again.
Alright, go for it.
Do I get any bonuses, or is he at any penalty?
You're still getting bonuses because Raven's setting you up.
Okay, so +1 from that, +3, -2, so that's +2 in total. Make sure I did that right. Plus...
Hold on, it doesn't say that Kindred can spend a willpower for Forgetful Mind.
It is in the base of Dominate. So if you actually flip to page 255, last column, right here.
Fuck!
A vampire of lower, stronger generation can resist dominate attempts from higher generation vampires by spending a will point, negating the effect completely.
Yeah, apologies.
Nope.
I am not doing well at this.
You want to know what? This is a messy situation, and I can imagine the thrashing of Screw trying to get loose, and Ajax and Raven dogpiling him. You're just trying to work an angle of any type. Rashad,
Just
he is
tell
so
me
close to
where
breaking.
Gutter is.
Okay, you want to know what? I'm gonna change up the order here. Mouse, I'm going to allow you to roll a charisma intimidation, and you're going to get +3 because of his helpless circumstance involving Raven, Rashad, and Ajax.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to get +3.
Fuck balls.
Hey, you haven't seen his roll
Worst.
yet. You have not seen his roll yet.
I am the worst.
Okay, his roll is better. His immediate response is along the lines of, fuck you!
Forgetful mind again.
Alright. You're rolling blood and rouse again?
Yep.
Okay. Actually, that's resolve plus intelligence. So. He's only got 1 success.
Bring this home, Mr. Seraph.
Mrs. Sarah,
Yeah.
you find yourself weakened. What are the exact words you use?
You are very loose-lipped, and you feel like the only chance to make it is to give us the information on Gutter and where he is.
He starts yelling. He starts yelling it's behind the trash pile on the corner. Second brick from the corner of the wall. Push it in. For fuck's sakes, let me go, please! Please!
I back away.
I slam the stake in.
Alright. Roll it.
This would technically be melee.
This would be melee, yep.
Okay, so this is just pure strength then. Shit.
Remember, you're currently getting a +1 from Ajax right now.
Yeah.
You need 5.
Even with the previous stuff that Mouse did?
High or low?
Hi.
No, the thrashing is not. It's throwing off the alignment of the stake.
We can't let him go, Mouse. You know this.
So, does this seem like Screw is mentally spent at this point?
He's definitely hurting. You don't know if he's saving one last bit of willpower just in case, or you don't know. But oh. Roll me a wits insight.
Okay.
And are you spent on willpower?
Oh, God, no. I'm doing
Okay.
good.
All right.
Sad times.
All right. And he needs to do his composure, and he is at a -2. You don't know. Maybe he's okay, maybe not.
Oh well, I'll just say freeze just for good measure.
Okay. I think we know on how this is going to go, but for sake of argument, on some Hail Mary chance of all 10s, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get 1 success. He stays perfectly still.
Well, there you go.
And while he is still, Mouse is going to go up to Screw and tell him, "You better hope to fucking God that Nightmare is not dead because of you." And I am going to shove that stake in his chest.
He is helpless at this point, and that stake is going to go through that rancid flesh of his, piercing his heart. You can feel the resistance of the wood scraping on ribs and internal organs that have atrophied for quite some time. The body goes limp and lands hard.
Okay, we leave these two, we pick them up on the way out, we need to get Gutter. Gutter is our main priority here.
Right. And I'm gonna go looking for him.
Okay. Mouse, you know what you're looking for. So it makes it a lot easier, but you would have never found this place. You see that there's a part underneath the garbage that looks like it's made of stone. That looks like it's a bunch of loose stone or cracked stone. And if it wasn't for the barest hint of masonry, you would have thought this is just a bit of the broken shield, as it were. You push into it, and a heavy force. You hear the grating of stone moving to the side. And there you see is a workshop filled with all kinds of tools. There is nails, hammers, pliers, blowtorch, implements of pain. And you know exactly how they're used, because in there you end up seeing in a chair with most of his skin gone, nails, screws, and all kinds of things driven into his body. His lower jaw has been wired shut quite literally with cable. There is a look of petrified agony on his face, even though he's not moving. There,
He's not
in the chair,
alive.
he's Gutter, torpored, tortured into torpor.
Okay, I'm ripping Screw's throat out on the way out of here.
And I just go up to Cutter. I don't know if he can hear me. I just tell him I'm so sorry.
He needs blood, Mouse. We need him.
He does. He does. I need to find something for him.
I'm
Mouse.
looking at the picture. Does this look like Screw's handiwork from what Nightmare told us?
Oh god, yes. There's all manners of sadism I'm not allowed to describe on Twitch used. There is little recognizable, save for a jacket tossed in the corner, a leather or a bit of denim with leather patches, and a little patch on the shoulder that says, in much the gutter method, "Hello, my name is Fuck You."
Okay. Looking around, there's no rats in here, is there?
No. No, there isn't.
No.
It's gotta be one of us, Mouse.
You know,
You said his mouth was wired shut.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and pop it open so we can actually get the Vitae in him.
It's not hard. You can see that a frequently used bit of bolt cutters lies in the corner.
I pick him up, I pop his jaw loose.
It hangs open. Little threads worked through the bone.
He's gonna be starving. I know he is.
And what say we feed him the bastard that did this to him?
I think that's a good idea.
Just
Just kind of.
be prepared to rip him off, because if he feeds too much, we have a chance of losing him.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I
So-
go and I grab the staked form of Screw.
And I am going to brace myself to hold Gutter back,
Okay.
just in case he starts to feed too much. I don't know what Diablerie looks like, but
Hopefully he's strapped in the chair.
Strapped would be an understatement. More like nailed and screwed in.
Okay.
I'm going to go by the vault door, or, well, the large metal doors that were kicked in, and kind of listen out to see if anything's coming while they're doing that.
Okay. Raven,
Yeah.
Mouse, go ahead.
I am popping Feral Claws to dig into Screw to be ready to just rip him away.
Okay.
Like, I need every bit of grip of advantage that I can get for this.
Alright. Your claws dig into his shoulders. It's not hard. You start to force the screw. And all it takes is those open sores on his face to start the process. Gutter, what's left of his tongue twitches as though coming to life, licking in those crevices through the sides of this faceless man. And then his jaws clamp onto his cheek and upper jaw. Fangs puncturing eyeball and through cheekbone. There is something rabid inside.
Raven is counting under her breath. As soon as it's got to 3 dots, she's yanking Screw away. Like, from her known thing of like feeding ink, feeding herself, she is estimating 3 dots worth.
that didn't actually roll dice.
try that again. Because he has 0 willpower. And 1 dot of humanity. There we go. Screw feeds, or is fed upon, I should say, is starting to be drained heavily. There is... Raven, you've never seen feeding like this. At all. You see blood is being ripped out of the eye, out of the side of the cheek, and at such a rapid pace. He's feeding deeply.
In which case, I count until I'll estimate 2 dots and then rip, because I do not want him to be Diabloized.
Okay. And it's at that point I need you to make a strength plus athletics versus his strength plus brawl at a heavy handicap, since he can't get his hands around them individual. You are just dealing with sheer gutter bite strength.
I would like to rouse the blood for this.
Okay.
It's +1. Does the feral claw still apply for this?
I'm going to say yes this time.
Okay, thank you. Because that was the whole reason I popped them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raven, you rip Screw away. And maybe, just maybe, you just did it in time. Blood is falling out of Gutter's mouth. He can't seem to bring his jaw to a close. Until... Oh, 2, 3... Until his jaw kind of slithers back together. It's cracked. It's speaking on 2 different pieces, almost like a crooked snake's jaw. You can see his eyeball fills back up with pus and other such niceties. His eyes are bloodshot. And you see him trying to thrash, tearing at his own skin, trying to get out of that chair that he is strapped to, nailed to, screwed in, and clamped in.
He's in frenzy.
Takes a minute. But eventually he comes out.
During that minute, I'm just going to look at Mouse, and I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, and I am just taking my feral claws to Screw, just ripping out his throat, killing him.
Okay. Screw. Sire of Nightmare, one of your earliest companions, lays on the ground, his eyes looking up into nothingness. And Raven, you rip his throat out. You grab hold. And you know that ripping the throat out it's a heavy wound, but it's not enough to kill. It's not until the rest of the spinal column goes with it, leaving his head attached to a serpentine bit of bone, do you start feeling ashes rolling down. The rivalry over. Ashes fill the warrens of Detroit. Blood and death. The only thing left is a sire and child. Ajax looks to Mouse, concerned, as he looks to his grandsire. Rashad,
Yep.
it's at this point you hear movement. It looks like an entire team. You're just poking around the corner. They haven't seen you yet, but it's at least a team of 4.
We have to get out of here. They know where this place is.
I'm gonna quickly pop my head back in and silently go to the others and say, another team's arrived.
Okay.
Can you do your magic euthanasia?
I'll do my best.
It's gonna take a minute to get all of this shit off.
You work on that. Seraph and I will deal with the others.
Okay.
Okay.
And if Gutter is looking like he's not gonna take a bite out of me, I'm gonna start pulling shit off so I can get him loose.
You see that Gutter is removed from the chair. He stands wearily, his legs barely working, his back out of alignment. That hunch looks a little bit bigger. His skin hasn't even grown back, and with exposed nerves.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
He grabs you. He pulls you in tight. It's alright, my boy. It's alright. It's okay.
I've got to get out of here. They know where this is.
Shh. No time to panic. No time to panic. You're gonna get out of here. You're gonna tell me what's going on. And we about to end up bringing all kinds of hell. Alright?
One day at a time.
That's right. Come on. There's a couch out there with your name on it. Come on.
And I call out to Ajax and tell him to come with us because we gotta figure out how to get out of here.
Alright. Raven, you stand watching this family reunion of freaks, haunts, monsters.
I'm gone. I went with Mr. Seraph.
Okay. I thought you were still around sticking with Screw, but that leaves Blight.
No, I killed Screw. I went to get Blight and meet up with Mr. Seraph to try and hold these fuckers back, to give Mouse the time to unscrew Gutter.
Fair enough. So we're going to end up breaking this up. Mouse, Ajax, and Gutter currently just making their way to the entrance of the Warrens. Raven, Rashad ends up giving you down low, but more coming as you hang on to the body of Blight. Rashad, Raven, what are you doing?
I'm hiding out of sight. I'm hoping Mr. Seraph is doing the same thing. We just want to get them in earshot and hope that Mr. Seraph can continue to prove why he's a valuable member of this coterie.
Okay. gonna be around the corner like before, and hopefully wait until they get within earshot. This is gonna be. Oh boy, I'm not too sure if this is going to work, but. Okay. So I want to try to. I'm not too sure if this will work though. Forgetful mind and rewrite their.
Okay. Let's make the roll. Remember, these guys are pretty resilient to this. I think they'd have to be, but there is a chance.
If they're mortal, don't they just automatically fail?
If they're regular mortals, yes.
Hmm.
But given some of the shit they're involved with,
Willpower rerolling that is no. That's not.
That's enough.
That's enough. That's a success.
Okay.
and they don't know it's coming. So, Mr. Seraph, what exactly do they believe?
They believe that they ended up taking out what killed the initial team and that their job is done. The description of the kindred they took out, I'll give a description of what I know of Baron Mason. And they go home.
Raven, it takes a minute. But you hear the footsteps walking away.
Even just out of relief, is just gonna look over to Mr. Seraph and just go, "Thank you."
No problem.
If you tell anyone I said that, I will fucking kill you.
Trust me, I won't. But that should give Mouse and Gutter enough time.
Okay. With that, Mouse, you and Ajax help Gutter over the wreckage, gain through the broken door, and back into the foul-smelling pit that is the Detroit sewers, sloshing through the water. Nothing more than night vision and hellish red eyes. You end up leaving a long trail. What little lighted down here reflects in the water and takes but a moment for those ripples to go still. Never again. Never again. And I think this is where we're going to take a little break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Detroit by Night, the finale episode. During the events of the Motor City Broke Down, it has held true to its title. We have seen the collapse of baronies, the invasion of the Camarilla, and the Second Inquisition's Great Purge, rivaled only by the events of London. And yet, amongst the ashes, we are left to question what will grow from them. The coterie itself has gone down to the Warrens, specifically to try and save Baron Mason. Finding themselves too late for that, being told by the Nosferatu screw that Blight, a state kindred in his possession, was responsible for the diablerie. We end up finding the coterie now in the one place they can be safe, at least for the time being. The truth is that many mysteries are still left unsolved. So, with that being said, a state kindred now lies in the center of many questioning kindred. Gutter hangs off the shoulders of his boy, barely able to stand. This Nosferatu is also flanked by Surprise. We find ourselves coming into this conversation midway, as they finish apprising Gutter of whatever it is that they shall choose to do so. Looking over the body of Blight, deciding what her fate will be. So, you mean to tell me I'm a grandpappy?
Yeah. I didn't know that he wasn't thin blood, and so I was going to help him because he was kind of bleeding, and that was not good. And now you have a grandchild. How does one spell that?
What year is this again?
What?
What's the year? I want to know on how many years it took for this to happen.
It's been less than a month.
Less than a fucking month? You gotta be kidding me, boy.
No.
Son, Mouse, look, I get it. Mistakes happen. You're young, you're curious. These things happen, I'm told. But first time is always messy. It doesn't work out the way you think it is. You know, you think you're gonna slide on in. And...
I mean, out of all the
Mouse
things
just
that have
wraps his
happened,
arms around Gutter and just says, "I missed you."
Oh God! Ow.
Sorry.
He rips out a screw out of his forearm, drops it as it clanks on the concrete. I'm gonna be finding that chip for months.
out of all the things that have happened over the past month, honestly, the fact that Mouse accidentally sired someone is possibly, well, not the least surprising, but one of the more minor ones. Mouse is currently the closest thing this city has to a baron.
Come again.
Yeah.
I'm saying your boy is kinda known as Baron Mouse. He's become the rallying point for the remaining anarchs.
There's not a lot of us left. Mason's gone. I saw his coat was ripped to shreds, and you're probably gonna get mad at a lot of things, and I don't know if I should just like trickle feed all of that because I know how you get. First things first, Raven saved my life.
Okay. I'm gonna take your word on that one. All right, Raven. What's the chickie want?
I want to be left alone.
Got it. You don't cross me, I don't cross you. We call it a day.
Agreed.
Fantastic. Easiest life boon I have ever heard paid off. I like that. Okay, now we got that one cleared. What else?
The Camarilla have taken root. But it's not Dufresne. So there's that.
Oh, great. Great. Okay, so Clay's then. I guess is what we're going to be dealing with next.
Clay's is old enough to be fucking off east, whatever that means.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a new prince, contender, Praxis. I'm not sure what the actual term is when he's declaring Praxis, but
I just call him Lunch.
basically he's willing to give the Anarchs Fitzgerald, and that means a lot of them are flooding to his side, backing him in this little civil war they have going.
It was the best we could do. The Anarchs wouldn't listen. They wouldn't unite, and they wouldn't. They could have had.
Mouse. Couch.
There's no couch here.
We'll work on that, okay? We will ask Mr. Seraph to end up investing some money into the stocks of couches, okay? Pay dividends. Trust me on this one. Couches never go out of style.
You know what? Why not?
See?
After tonight, Rashad and Raven can't help me ever again.
Oh God! How did the Blue Blood fuck this one up?
I personally made a deal with Fagan that as long as the Camarilla does not touch Miss Shunai or Mouse, I will join them. As long as it's benefiting this city.
No, Gutter. A lot of this is going to upset you.
That's a start, yeah.
Do we need to take a break from all the information?
No. Look, the way I see it, alright, I see how many holes are in you, I know how many holes are in me, I had plenty of time to count. I gotta deal with grandchilder here who probably doesn't know his ass from his elbows, okay? And right now, while there might be more of us than them, I know full well not to end up invading that if I end up walking out, because right now numerical advantage don't mean shit if a stiff breeze up our ass will suddenly end up making us turn into a goddamn recorder. You know, those things that make the annoying sounds.
Yeah. I played one as a kid.
Dear God, never play one again. Okay.
I don't. But yeah, Lagon is declaring Praxis. Samantha and Decker are dead.
Oh, thank Christ for that.
Yeah, you're welcome for that one.
Okay.
Telly's just kind of sitting at the Elysium site. or was, I guess. We haven't really checked in. But, yeah.
Pride is staying out of things.
The beef between Lagan and Dufresne that he's going to stay out of. As far as the praxis goes, I guess.
Right. Okay.
But he's old enough to fuck off, too.
As far as we know, Holloway, Creed, we know Mason, they're all dead. Dead or gone.
No idea where Holloway went. I'm not convinced that Creed is dead. Photo evidence aside. She's too smart for that.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, Hector's gonna be elated to know that you're alive, Gutter. Well, around.
Hector's still kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking bishop. Oh,
He's
God.
moved from a porch to a crack den, but he still just sat in his chair watching the world go by.
Keep believing that. Safer that way.
Also, as a heads up, although it's coming to an end, the city is still under heavy Second Inquisition lockdown. There's checkpoints everywhere. They've got cameras
Grates
and
in the
sensors
sewers.
that can pick us up. It's hard as balls to travel around the city at the moment.
Well. Okay. So. If that's the case. Might me and mine, he puts an arm around Mouse and Ajax, encroach upon your hospitality for a few more nights while we kind of get settled and understand exactly what's going on. Once we do, it sounds like my baby Baron here has to end up here taking appraisal of his new turf, and I need to end up talking with Hector. We'll iron that out soon, kid. And then, Raven, you can fuck off to God knows nowhere. Rashad, I want you to end up going up into your ivory tower. Take a bit of load off. Relax. Keep everything cool. Don't come into Fitzgerald, and I won't have a reason to take your face off.
I suppose, in total honesty, and remembering the boon you agreed to that was oh so easy, I have also sided with Lagan.
Oh, you
As
gotta be
something
fucking kidding
of
me.
an enforcer.
Gutter.
We're cool, Mouse. Cool. We cool.
Okay.
But that means we ain't staying here. Much as I would appreciate the hospitality. Okay. Me, Mouse, Ajax are gonna be taking Blight out. And we are going to end up taking our little freak show of a family. And get comfortable. Keep things quiet for a little while. When things settle, then we settle.
The biggest problem we face right now is the Second Inquisition, and once they are convinced that they have done everything that they have ever to do with Kindred here, we have all of eternity to fuck with each other later.
I think my little mind manipulation will have accomplished.
Well,
We'll see in time.
we'll come.
The Warrens are compromised. They know about it.
Don't worry. Don't worry about that, Mouse. Gutter's got a plan. So don't you worry about that none. Ajax, grandchild. Yeah. We're gonna end up having to raise you right. And, I mean, my child became Baron, so how bad can it be?
It's so weird to say that.
But I'll kill anybody who protests it.
Oh.
Now, we're gonna end
Color.
up taking this one right here, and we're gonna fuck off.
Before you do, Screw said that Blight diablerized Mason. We found her staked like this when we got down to the Warrens. Screw was nearby, as well as the ashes of Mason and his coat.
So what you're telling me is that because this has broken one of your precious traditions, Cammy, that I take her, now you're gonna have to come after me because of this?
No. The Camarilla isn't in power yet, as far as I'm concerned.
So this will be just one of those oversights as they're currently figuring out where the hell their ass is from their elbow. Do I understand myself?
Yes. There is a bit of a blind spot right now.
Fantastic. Then
all I need to know, and this may help us with this situation as well, was Screw working with Mason? What he did to you, was that on Mason's orders?
yeah, that son of a bitch liked to watch. Bit of a cuck, if you ask me.
That's
Screw
fucking
was
bullshit.
loyal.
Wouldn't say that. I'd say they both got their kicks from the same shit. Can't be loyal to Mason. He talks the good game. Really, he did. But in the end, I think it just done fucked him.
What do you mean by that? He treated you and me like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. And he got my baby boy to end up delivering me right to his door.
I'm so sorry for that.
Shh. Mouse. That's between you and me, you settle. Alright?
Right. Yeah.
It's couch time right now. Where we're doing nothing but listening, relaxing. Ajax, we're gonna have to get you a couch. You look like kind of a pleather upholstery kind of guy.
My place is still good.
Fantastic. We're gonna end up taking Blight. If I understand, these two are fucking off to their precious tower. Might I suggest you say goodbyes right now? And we'll get this settled. Honestly, Raven, part of me kind of likes you. As far as I'm concerned, it's a waste of good talent. But when you decide to come to your senses, or whatever they got over you finally goes bye-bye, you come see me, and I'll show you how to put it to work. Mr. Seraph, he just flips both birds and starts walking towards Blight while he ends up grabbing the body. Picks up Blight over his shoulder, grabs hold of Ajax, and walks off with a one-finger salute.
I expected no less.
As soon as he's gone, I kind of turn to Mouse and just go, I know what Gutter said, but look, it's gonna take a while for things to calm down.
Mm.
If whatever Blight gives you, you could pass that along to me or Rashad.
As soon as Praxis is called by Lagan, you have to swear your loyalty. And Lagan said that the only reason that him and I are going to talk is if it involves the Second Inquisition.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else I can give you.
Give me some time and I'll work around these setup rules.
Rashad,
I mean, there's always Elysium.
there's always
You can get in there. You get through the threshold, you're safe. Tilly's been using that to her advantage. Door swings both ways.
We'll see.
Besides, I made the deal with Lagan, but it never came to term that I couldn't use someone else to help you out.
Don't get yourself in trouble over me.
I have kept a promise and I plan to keep on keeping it.
Creed's taken herself off the board. If you can call it taking herself off the board. Like I said, I'm not convinced she's dead, but I'm not convinced she's dead. So either way, she's not being helpful.
A promise still stands through time.
You plan on keeping that promise through eternity?
Yes.
With the nightlife. I'll always have your back, Mouse.
Once a coterie, always a coterie.
I don't. God. I don't know what to say. I just know that I can't go with you.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think Gutter would stake you in the back if you even thought about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Gotta teach that boy the error of his ways.
Something to that effect. But yeah, thank you, Raven. You saved my life.
Made you a promise. Although, you know, technically that does mean you owe me a life boon.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how exactly that works. So like I
Just do me one thing. Don't let Gutter bully you.
He doesn't really bully me. I've known bullying. I've known what having a shit dad is like. Gutter's not a shit dad. He's crass, he's impulsive, and always kind of keep an eye on him, but like, he's never hit me. He's never really yelled at me. He's never really threatened me. And that's more than I can say for my human dad.
I mean, let's be honest, it's more than you can say for me.
I mean, you said it, not me. As far as I'm concerned, we're good.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I can't promise for Cutter. He's his own person. But he did say that if you don't fuck with him, he won't fuck with you. So I guess that's as good as it's gonna get, huh?
Yeah, it was not unlike the deal we made when this all began.
What do you mean?
That was the deal. You get Gutter back, and then you
And we're
never see
good.
me again.
I'm gonna rescind that part. You're probably gonna have a lot of issue even wanting, if you ever do want to again, talk to me again. You're gonna have enough issue on that on your own with that, so I'm not gonna make it more difficult.
Let me put it this way. If once this is all settled, you ever get any Cammy sniffing around Fitzgerald, let me know and I'll handle it.
Fair enough.
I'll keep the peace. And you can keep Fitzgerald.
Right. Rashad, you're gonna have a bunch of money going into the Camarilla. I hope you know that.
Yeah, but it's the same as if it was Anarch, to be honest. Money still gets poured into the city. But hopefully it will all come out good.
We're gonna have to... I don't know if there's gonna be a such thing as anarchs here in Detroit.
Oh, please, it's Detroit. There'll always be a bit of anarchy in this city.
Yeah. I mean, even though we're a so-called Camarilla, we're still Anarchs at heart.
You
A
say
curious
that.
phrase. A very curious phrase.
Well, I shouldn't keep Gutter waiting.
I suppose not.
Mouse.
Me and Chunk will keep in touch.
Mouse.
I like Chunk. Yes.
No, sorry. So hard to finish a goodbye, isn't it?
Mm.
But maybe with that. I like Chunk. Fond bit of memories. There's a small fondness looking at Raven. A respect to Mr. Seraph. And maybe in Raven and Rashad's eyes, maybe they see more than a little kid walking off right now. Kid with a family. More than most can say. I want to skip forward a bit. Long way. Evenings over evenings. Mr. Seraph, your sire, Alexander, Alex, has gotten in contact with you. Of course, he's disappointed with your decision, and there's a bit of a internal wrestling with company assets. But things are looking on the up and up. Construction crews abound as you put money into the city, rebuilding burnt buildings. you are trying to come together. Your money, your hands, your will, rebuilding the city, rebuilding it for your new prince. While you stare out the window of your office in the corner, you can see the cranes dotting the landscape. You can see the construction crews taking down old checkpoints. It's taken a while for the city to come to some manner of peace. But I would like to have your final thoughts on the journey you've taken thus far.
The road was long, the road was hard. There were many pains and very few triumphs, but there were triumphs. To see the landscape before me start to change, a new era, I guess you could say, for Detroit. Still not used to being part of the Camarilla, but it'll do for now.
It'll do
But-
for now, huh?
For now.
Is there anything else you wish to say?
A promise was made, and a promise will always be kept.
Let it never be said that Mr. Rashad Seraph of Seraph Securities, a neonate in good standing of the Camarilla city of Detroit, is not a man of his word. Raven, you spend the night in a motel. It's a nice suite, really. Paid for by Lagon. Now Prince Lagon. Your prince. And in your arms, as you feel the day coming, the windows blotted out with heavy curtains and tinfoil. It's the first time you slept in a good bed in a long time. And most importantly, in your arms, Michelle. She smiles up at you, so happy to be in your arms, in your company, so happy that she made you happy, because after all, Lagon has made it very well known this mortal, by a Raven's own idea, a high-risk maneuver, was offering herself to the Second Inquisition with a very low chance of being turned in their crude experiments. Kindred Vitae was turned, became an infiltrator. She's a hero. And your reputation not only as a brutal warrior, but a cunning tactician of a gangrel has earned you a great amount of respect. Maybe that matters to you, maybe not. But she's in your arms and holding you tight as you prepare for the sun to rise. Raven, give us your final thoughts on the journey you have taken.
It's not the path I would have chosen for myself. I have made mistakes, betrayed friendships, and lost a large part of what it meant to be myself. But here, at the end, with Michelle in my arms. Both of us back together again. Two sides of the same coin. I have no regrets. For Michelle, I would have let this city burn.
I have no doubt you would have. And now, she's at the heart of this city. She ties you to it. A hero of the Camarilla. And even though in your heart of hearts you know it's a lie, that you destroyed her life, that Kindred destroyed her life, that in an act of vengeance and despair, she turned herself to the Second Inquisition and became a weapon against you all. Lugan was true to his word, and now you, bound by yours, are now his predator. A small price to pay for love. Or at least, what something as inhuman as you could call love. Is there any final thoughts?
I hope that Mouse stays safe and that the day never comes where I have to face Gutter.
Let's hope. Let us hope. Mouse. Fitzgerald is considered amongst Camarilla to be a place that no Camarilla will enter. They are to stay out of it and keep their businesses out. Of course, the papers would say that this is just a horrible bit of gentrification, that money doesn't flow into the neighborhood, that nobody cares. But you know why. You know why the money doesn't come in. You know why it is that kids are selling dope on the street corners. You know why it is that everybody's got a handgun. You know why everybody's got a red armband. And you find yourself in a very unusual seat. Best view of the entire domain. Hector's old chair. Gutter is laying down on the couch in the corner. He seems to be mumbling something, making plans. Never could shut up. And there's Ajax, alone and confused. But he has you, and you have Gutter. You have family. Real family. And as you look out, you may see a few familiar faces. A knock on the door. You know it's your appointment with Miss Yanai, who has come to pledge her loyalty to the only one who can call themselves Baron. As that knock rings through the hall, what is Mouse thinking?
It's still kind of weird to be considered Baron of the Anarchs when there's not very many of us left. There's not very many kindred left. Lots of people turn to the Anarchs, or to the Camarilla, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them for wanting some kind of security. But I had a plan. Plan to put into place a prince whose claws don't go nearly as deep. That perhaps through some miracle we can undo them. This is Detroit.
It is Detroit. And it was said before, there's always a bit of anarch spirit in this city. And you're at the heart of it. More and more come to end up speaking to you. Many need a plan. There's only so much vitae to go around. But you got a few ideas. And you look to wonder. To assess your new enemy. To assess your new power. But you won't be at it alone. Because you end up looking across this city. And you know that no matter what the Camarilla says, this city, its heart is anarch. Always will be. Is there any final thoughts you might have, Mouse?
My only thought left is that I hope things settle down for a little while. Because while I have plans, Gutter might have plans. We need to work together. Because staying separate is what got us rolled on. Can't afford to do that anymore.
Yeah. Though it would leave one to question. If everybody has to be united, what difference does that make this barony from the Camarilla? But then, that might be a story for another time. With that, I want you to imagine the camera goes off across the city, northward. It takes quite a while. There is something to be said about old blood. As you might envision, there are some empty streets in the outskirts of northern Detroit with broken down houses near the woodlands, near the border. A lone figure starts to walk in the dark. Side in a moment, they look out into the dark, and there is a growling, red eyes, amongst the trees, several of them. This lone figure steps forward, and just as the clouds part and allow a little bit of moonlight, you can end up seeing it. There's a figure standing in the way. Familiar tone, her hair slicked back. She looks with familiarity to all these red glowing eyes in the air. And there's something heavy that steps forward, casting shadows. Didn't work out for you, did it? No, old friend, it didn't. Project November, though, is in place. None of them know. Too much confusion. And they all believe what I need them to believe. But now I'm calling on you. I need your help. Why should we help you? The biggest of the shadows leans in, destroying the moonlight that would illuminate her face. Because I need this to come to an end. I need your strength. I need you to come out of the shadows and show them what this city really needs. I think it's time to give this city an overhaul. And that is where this chronicle shall come to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this journey. For Detroit by Night, the Motor City broke down. 52 episodes. And I've been privileged to play them with the English Rose, with Coffee Cat, and let us certainly not forget Mr. Rashad Seraph himself, Volvo. I want to thank them all very much. And you'll see them again with all new faces as we step forward in time to see exactly what is needed as we begin to run our Camarilla game. Detroit by Night Overhaul. And see if it earns its name. So, what do you guys think?
Oh my God, Creed is alive! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Do it!
First of all, before that, ladies and gentlemen of the chat, please give a big round of applause for Derek for running this fucking game.
Yeah.
He deserves all the praise and more.
All of it. All of it. All of it. Just dumping all of the praise on Derek because goddamn, I knew she was smarter than that. I knew it. I knew she was smarter than that.
Yo, because Derek, I love this game so much, man. I love every single bit of this, and this just made me so much more hyped for next season. Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to quickly cut off the stream, but we're going to jump immediately back. You guys take time to go do what you need to do. And tonight on Vampire the Masquerade Workshop, the Motor City Q&A. All doors are open. Any questions asked, try and keep it respectful. But we're going to be answering. You can ask anybody here anything. We're going to discuss this openly. You get to see what I see. You get to ask the questions. And unless I feel like it might reveal a little bit too much about Overhaul, I think we'll try and satisfy everybody's curiosity the best of our ability. But, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming with us on this journey. See you soon.